It is time for a fresh start. At least that's what the astrology is saying this week. And in order to help you have the best week possible, let's go over the astrologically intuitive words of the week and some of the astrology behind these words. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Felicity Fletcher. I'm an avid reader, a hopeful author, and a practicing witch and astrologer. This video is going to be really quick because we have a lot to cover. I am losing my voice and life is crazy right now. So let's get into it. This video is covering the week of Sunday, September 21st through Saturday, September 27th. We're starting on Sunday the 21st with Sun opposite Saturn. Now this can be a very difficult aspect. This is one that brings with it restrictions, struggle, barriers. It brings up themes of grief, of what distances us from what we want or the people we want to be in. This is what puts the obstacles in our way. It gives us tests and honestly expects us to fail. We can make progress during this time because through failure, we can find other avenues, but that progress is really, really slow. And right as we come out of this energy, we have a new moon. Not just a new moon, we have a solar eclipse. So take that new moon energy, take that start, new beginnings, starting fresh, take all of that and just amplify it. This solar eclipse is in Virgo. It brings with it new beginnings, but not just new beginnings, an urgency to start fresh, to have something new, to begin. We're going to see a lot of these themes repeated in our work life or when we're discussing our health. It's going to be this time that we put in routines that we're able to build from. If you've considered starting some sort of routine or diet or exercise, this is the time to start it. Sunday, the 21st. This energy with the solar eclipse is going to last for about 6 months. And it's going to be a time that we really build up these routines. It's also a time that we're going to free ourselves from clutter. We're going to really be ready to move forward. We're going to create that fresh start. We're going to just get rid of anything that's not serving us. We're going to be prepping. We're going to be putting in the details and the foundations and the routine that we need to make major developments and change in our lives. This is a really good time to remember that we need to let go of things, that we need to forgive. We can't hold on to grudges. We can't hold on to old feelings. We need to cleanse ourselves, our bodies, our minds. This is going to be building on themes that have started since September 2024. So kind of think back. What were some big themes in your life around that time? What are some big changes you made? What were some big steps that you took? I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that something major probably happened. There was a major decision that you made in terms of your career or your health or what was going to happen in the future. Look at that decision and be ready to build on it. One of the things with this solar eclipse, with this new moon, is that new moons hide things in the darkness sometimes. The things that they're hiding, though, are the things that we don't need to be seen. So if this solar eclipse is obscuring something, making increased barriers towards a path that you thought you wanted, listen to it. Because maybe that's not the path that you need to be on. Maybe this is a time to start a new path, start a new project, start a new trend in your life, a new routine. If something isn't working, there's a reason why. Right after this new moon, the moon moves into Libra. That brings with it a time of diplomacy. We care a lot about what other people think. We care a lot about working with other people. This is a time to build partnerships. This can be a time of indecision. We will start to second guess those decisions we made during that solar eclipse, but this is momentary. And it's okay to have times of indecision. It's through times of indecision that we are able to create concrete evidence for why we are going a certain way. The word of the day for Sunday is create, because that is what we need to do. We need to create progress, however slow it might be. We need to create our foundation, our fresh start, our new beginnings. Moving on to Monday the 22nd. First thing, Mars is moving into Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio is really strong. It brings a lot of emotional depth with it. We're ready and able to handle tough issues. We're ready to tackle problems whenever they come up. There's a lot of crisis that is associated with Mars in Scorpio, but it's through crisis that we are able to transform. The other thing happening on Monday is the sun moves into Libra. This is a time that we tend to seek balance. We want to be peacemakers. We want to have diplomacy, and we want to find out how to create these scales that are balanced for everybody. We are not taking. We also aren't giving. We're here to find that balance. It can be a very indecisive time. It can be a very superficial time. And that's okay. Sometimes we need to be indecisive. Sometimes we need to be superficial. Mars is taking care of that emotional depth for us so that we can just kind of float up there on that with that Libra sun. With the sun moving into Libra, that means it is the fall equinox. It is Mabon, which is the second harvest festival. I will be doing some celebration. I usually do some baking, some kitchen witchery for the holidays. I'm going to have to look how this fits in with my work schedule. But I really was taking this fall equinox, this Mabon energy, this, and the word of the day that came to me was the word autumn. On Monday, think about what moving into autumn means for you. Is it pumpkin spice lattes? Is it the leaves falling? What does it mean to you to be in harvest season, to be entering fall, to be preparing for winter? Moving on, I said we had a lot to cover, and we are just 2 days in. So we're now moving on to Tuesday the 23rd. We have Sun opposite Neptune. This is a tough energy. Again, opposites do tend to be pretty tough. It brings with it a lot of deception. We feel very insecure during this time, and that is something that people can take advantage of us for. So we need to be very careful. We can't be falling for scams. We need to really screen what information is coming to us. We need to really look at, are we looking at something with insecurity, or are we looking at something with confidence? This is a time that really forces us to deal with some harsh realities. People who don't want to deal with these realities tend to really have it come and bite them in the butt. It can feel just overwhelming. We're just so susceptible. It's just a lot. This is a time to be very careful of addiction and addictive tendencies. Keep a close eye on someone in your life if you know that they lean towards the use of addictive substances. The other thing happening on Tuesday is that the sun will trine Uranus. This will help us, but we have to use this energy. So it's a very experimental energy. It brings with it heightened intuition, brings with it the unexpected, pushes us out of our comfort zone. That's scary when you're looking at the fact that we're going to be feeling very insecure while also being pushed out of our comfort zone. But we need to use that. We need to accept that. We need to understand that. We need to listen to our intuition. The sunshine Uranus is there bringing that for us. We need to be very cautious and make sure that we are not making decisions from a place of insecurity. That is why the word of the day is cautious. Wednesday the 24th, we have the moon moving into Scorpio, brings with it that normal Scorpio intensity, a lot of passion. Scorpio has a lot to do with releasing things that are in the dark. So the moon's coming in, the moon is our emotions. It's coming and releasing emotions. At the same time, we also have the sun trine Pluto. Pluto is the planet that rules Scorpio. And it brings with it a lot of intense experiences. We feel very driven towards things that we are passionate about. So if you're feeling driven, if you have the motivation, the energy to do something, follow that. Follow that passion. This is a time where we can work pretty well with authority. It's also a time where we can step up and become the leadership, become the authority. This is a time to clear things out of the way. This is the time to study the occult. We also have at the same time Mars square Pluto. This is one that will bring with it a lot of willpower, a lot of courage, but it brings with it power struggles. Everyone is going to be fighting for the same thing. They are going to be convinced, they're going to have the courage, they're going to have the willpower that that is theirs, this is mine. And there's going to be a lot of power struggles, there's going to be a lot of arguments, there's going to be a lot of fighting, and we are the ones that have to know when to take a step back, when to eliminate ourselves from the competition. So you have all of this just building, this intensity with Scorpio, this Sun trine Pluto, just really pushing things out of the darkness, eliminating that darkness. We need to know when we step up and when we step back. That's why the word of the day for Wednesday is elimination. I think that's just a good reminder to us that there's going to be sometimes we do have to eliminate ourselves from the equation. Thursday, the 26th, the word of the day is sun. I don't have any astrology for this day. There's nothing deep enough for me to look into, but I feel like it's a day that the sun is going to come out. And we just need to kind of see how that looks and how we can use it. Friday the 26th, we have the moon moving into Sagittarius. This is a much more upbeat energy. It brings with it the new, the adventurous. This is our revival. We started off the week with a fresh start, with a clear slate. We needed to build, and we got all these things in our way. We had all these barriers, we had all these obstacles, we had all this energy that we had to work through, that we had to accept. We had all this hard work we had to do. And when the moon moves into Sagittarius, it's here to revive us, to give us energy again, to push us forward. This is not just our recovery, this is that feeling post-recovery. That's why the word of the day for the 26th is revival. Saturday the 27th, the word is intuition. We just need to listen to it. The world feels crazy right now. There's so much going on. The amount of days that I wake up and talk to my mentor and say, gosh, this energy's off, this energy's rough, this energy's hard. But when we trust our intuition, when we listen to the astrologically intuitive words of the week, we are able to build, create, grow. We're able to know when to step back and when to step forward. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Let's review the words. So take this time to grab pen, paper, calendar, planner, whatever you need. You got it? All right, let's do this. Sunday, the word is create. Monday, the word is autumn. Tuesday, the word is cautious. Wednesday, the word is elimination. Thursday, the word is sun. Friday, the word is revival. And Saturday, the word is intuition. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.